So since I'm God's secretary, he approached me and said, Christine, take a memo. I'd like you to make a video questioning people's motivation for voting in this election. What is your motivation for voting? Are you a teacher who wants someone who focuses on education? Are you a successful entrepreneur who doesn't want their taxes to increase? You're thinking about yourself. You're sitting there like, how is this next president going to affect me personally? So your intentions are purely focused on you as an individual. So what's wrong with this? What is wrong with that mentality where you're voting based on your own personal circumstances and situation? Well, number one, there is strength in unity. Because if we all pull together as a country, we are stronger than we are as separate individuals. But most importantly is the collective consciousness actually exists as far as universal energies are concerned. So if we are all connected anyway, whether we want to be or not, in this gigantic cloud of collective consciousness, where our higher consciousness does exist, because technically we're all avatars. Hate to tell you that. We have free will, but we still have an influence of a higher consciousness that lives on the other side called the higher self. You can look it up on Wikipedia. But anyway, the collective consciousness does exist. So when you approach this election and you vote from more of a unified standpoint where, okay, who is going to benefit all of us? Which leader is going to benefit all of us as a collective group? You are in direct alignment with the universe and how it's set up. So universal energies, law of attraction, whatever, are finite. They just are. There's no debating them. It's not like saying, hey, the higher self doesn't exist. It's just, some weird religious belief or whatever, like, hey, the law of attraction doesn't exist. That's just some weird, scientist saying that. Why don't you go back, hang out with your stars in the sky, whatever. No, it's actually correct. And the divine is actually going to show that to you. He's going to show you how the higher self exists, and the law of attraction is going to exist. He's going to give you some pretty good examples of that, partially using me in my life. So they're saying that the individual mentality goes against how the universe is set up. So that's why he asked me to make this video. And another thing he asked me to bring up is Bernie Sanders. The divine is in love with Bernie Sanders. He is saying that he is predestined to be president and he is everyone's highest good. So Bernie Sanders and his platform are endorsed by the divine. He gets like a big thumbs up from the big guy upstairs. Because his platform is directly aligned with how the universe is set up. His strength in unity, morality, bringing people together, is in direct alignment with the universe and how it's set up. So him as an individual and who he is as a person is also getting the thumbs up, but it's also his platform and what he represents and equality. No discrimination, but really just seeing everyone as a collective group. So that's one of the reasons why the divine is saying that he's everyone's highest good. So right now, you're thinking, hey, Christine, that's cute, but he's not currently the nominee. Well, the divine is going to intervene in this election. He is actually going to make Bernie the nominee by bringing falsities to light. It's all about reveal, reveal, reveal. It's not like the divine is like doing anything to anybody, but it's more like information being revealed that causes things to happen. So it's more like the truth coming forward, if you will. So Bernie does end up becoming the nominee, and that's where the divine is saying that he is forced to intervene in this election because he's looking at what we as a country are doing to ourselves. We've set ourselves up to fail. There's a lot of people that aren't happy with this election. In their gut, they're just not really comfortable. In their heart and soul, they're just kind of looking at, Mrs. Clinton and Mr. Trump and thinking, I'm just not really that thrilled about either one of them. I mean, I'll vote for whoever I feel is the best, but, at the end of the day, big picture, I'm just not really excited about either of them. Well, neither is the divine. And he has actually decided to do something about it. He's saying that Mr. Trump has aligned himself with falsities and therefore the dark. Mrs. Trump has aligned herself with falsities and therefore the dark. So if we as a nation align ourselves below them, we have just aligned ourselves with the dark, and via the law of attraction have invited bad things to happen to us as a nation. Therefore, the divine is looking at this like, guys, what are you doing? Really? All right, I gotta intervene. So he is. Bernie ends up being the nominee, and he does end up winning by a landslide, but not because we're just a bunch of avatar robots walking around. It's because we're given enough information to where he becomes a viable choice for us. People are comfortable voting for him. They feel good. They're excited about a positive, optimistic future filled with truth, law of attraction, attracting amazing things onto our path. So that's what I see happening for us as a country. But the divine is intervening because he has to. We have set ourselves up to the fail with this election. People aren't happy for a reason. And so what the divine has decided to do is make a lesson out of this election, and he's turning it into a play. It's like Election Play 2016. He wants us to learn in the process. Like I said, we're not just a bunch of robots who are like, we have free will. So we're here to grow and learn and evolve as souls. So this election has turned into a play that the divine is putting on for us so that we learn in the process. Now, on a personal note, I just wanted to add that I've seen a lot of Bernie Sanders fans getting beat up. I understand why. He's not currently the nominee. So everyone's like, hey, have fun riding on that unicorn. You guys are delusional, whatever. Well, the thing is what the Bernie Sanders supporters are doing are they're looking at this election from kind of a big picture standpoint. And essentially, they're acting as social activists who aren't happy with what they're seeing. They're looking at the big picture and saying, I don't like what's going on. I'm not happy with it. So I'm going to speak my mind and I'm going to speak my truth. And so they invite ridicule onto their path because they're doing that. But I can assure you, because of what the divine has shown me, I can say with full confidence that these Bernie Sanders supporters are actually more in touch with reality than everyone else. Based on what I see in my little crystal ball, the divine is intervening in this election for a reason. He is. He has to. And Bernie is really the one who's going to align us with the light and help us as a country. And so when I was watching the DNC on TV and I was seeing all the Bernie supporters cry, I was like, yep, that is a deep, deep soul cry from within. Those Bernie Sanders fans are crying for a reason. And it's because on a deep soul level, they knew that it was not a good thing that he wasn't the nominee. And they felt it in their heart and in their soul. They're not delusional. They're actually more in touch with reality than everyone else. Your gut is clean. Things that you feel in your gut are coming from your intuition. And your intuition is your higher self that resides on the other side. And your higher self is all-knowing. So your gut is very, very clean, and it doesn't have the id, superego, or ego. And so things that you feel deep from within your gut are the cleanest decisions you can make, which is why I'm also asking everyone to vote from their gut. When you look at this election, what do you feel in your gut? All critical thinking aside, who's best on this stand? Whose stance is on this issue? What's your stance on that issue? What's your gut tell you is the best candidate for all of us? So the next time you think about calling a Bernie Sanders fan delusional because he's not currently the nominee, you might want to think twice about it, because they really are in touch with reality. So that said, when you do vote, what are you taking into account? Yourself? Everybody? Because like it or not, we are all connected. So as long as we align ourselves with the truth and the light, we are inviting everyone's highest good to manifest. Go Bernie! And in the meantime, take care and be well. Thank you.